Howdy and welcome to Mark Goldbridge. That's football. We're live for England against Poland in a World Cup qualifier. I hope you're all doing very well this evening. The better game of the three England games. I mean, it couldn't get much worse than San Marino last week, but interesting in relation to the team selection today. I've got a few issues with this. I mean, I would have put Reece James at right back. I can't believe he's put Chilwell at left back over Luke Shaw. I mean, it's stunning. On one side, he puts the Man City connection of Kyle Walker and Stones, but on the other side, he refuses to do the Maguire and Luke Shaw thing, which obviously provides you with a better understanding, but also a better left back. Look, I've said it so many times before. I'm not going to change my mind on this. I personally just feel that the manager is not good enough. That's my big thing. It's I just do not think he is good enough at Manchester United. For England, I just think he's a defensive coach. This guy is famous for being a defender and missing a penalty, and I just think I'm so concerned about it, because this is exactly what happened under Sven-Göran Eriksson, where we had a manager that was in charge of a generation of lots of good talent, and he wasted it with his negative approach to football. And I think we're going to see it again with Gareth Southgate, and it's so frustrating. And we keep talking about it, but nothing changes, does it? It just keeps happening. Two holding midfielders again with Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice. There's much more, too much attacking talent, and I just think that hopefully we'll win tonight, but we are going to hit a ceiling where a team will dominate the ball against us, whether it's France, whether it's Holland, whether it's Spain, whether it's Germany. We will go into these games as underdogs, and actually I think we're better than that. The Premier League is the best league in the world at the moment. England should be expressing itself on the world stage as an international side, not parking the bus and playing as a team defensive. And I think that that's all you get with Southgate, because he's a defensive coach. And he wasn't a very good coach in the Premier League either. So, I'm not a big fan. But the game has just kicked off there. Thanks everyone for tuning in. So the England team is, I should have told you that, Pope in goal. I mean, some people might think Dean Henderson should have had a run out, but Pope in goal, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Harry Maguire, Ben Chilwell, Phillips and Rice, and then Mount, Foden, Sterling and Harry Kane. IMAX says internationals are boring, you should have done Rocket League. Well, no. We are building towards the Euros now, and I think that it's important. But I'm hoping that Poland will give us a bit of a game. I mean, what I would say is, if we've got anybody in the live comments, obviously we haven't got... I will be watching that Cultaholic interview at some point, River Plates, actually. I'm looking forward to that. We have got no Lewandowski tonight, but that doesn't mean that they're rubbish. Doesn't mean they're rubbish without Lewandowski. I mean, he's a big loss, but he's one player, and even if he was playing, they still need to get the ball to him. So I don't think that it means that that they're totally rubbish tonight. But I don't really know many players that play for them. I mean, I presume Chesney's playing in goal. I don't mean Chesney Hawks. I am the one and only. Arsene Wenger would be perfect for this squad. Yeah, I would take Arsene Wenger. Yeah, I would. I do agree with you on that one. Call me out my name, call me by my number. You put me through it, I'll still be doing it the way... Oh, damn, stop singing Chesney Hawks. Right, I'll tell you who plays for Poland. I feel a little bit ignorant here, just singing Chesney Hawks songs, because it's the only player I know who plays for Poland. With Lewandowski injured, he can't play. I don't think he's playing next week either, is he? That's really useful. Thanks for that, BBC website, for not listing England as a game. Twats. Right, so they've got Chesney in goal, Bednarek, who we know, Gilk, Helik, Beresnitsky, Murdar, Krychok, Rybus, Swiderski, Piatek, and Zielinski. So there you go. And it's England on the attack here. Mount scores tonight. I want a full rendition of Live Forever. Deal, says Will Haynes. Okay. I think we can do that. It's my birthday, says Harry Boss. Happy birthday, Harry. Zelensky is class, says Natural Hazard. I mean, it's been interesting for England, though, because you start off with San Marino, who were total shite. You then move to Albania, who were slightly better. And now you move to Poland, who are better as well. So it's a good progression of games for England. And they need to obviously get the win. Piatek is a baller as well, says Charlie. Arson, I've read that one as well, Dane Grayson. My score prediction tonight. Well, everyone else put your score prediction in as well. My score prediction tonight, I think England will win it 2-0. Yeah, I don't think we'll concede again. And then they'll be like, oh, we've had 3 clean sheets. I'd keep a clean sheet against San Marino on my own. I wouldn't need anybody else on the pitch and I'd keep a clean sheet. Dylan, thoughts on Claude's death? I can't believe, Dylan, you've put a super chat in to ask me about that. I mean, I've literally spoken about it so many times. I just feel it feels a bit wrong doing a super chat to get my thoughts on somebody's death. Like, what does it matter what I think? I've said what I think, and I don't know. I feel a bit awkward answering a super chat asking me for the thoughts on somebody's death. I mean, I don't have any thoughts on the death at all because I don't know anything about it really. I have thoughts on the person, and the thoughts I have on the person is that of the number of times I met him, he always came across as a genuine nice guy, and it's very sad. And like many people, it's given me, you know, moments of feeling really down over the last 24 hours. And you know, I wouldn't know him as well as some of the Arsenal lads knew him. So, and obviously his family and friends, my thoughts are with them of course. But yeah, it is very sad, and you know, I think the finality of it is the thing that always bothers me. It's like, you know, I won't see that person again, even though I didn't see them loads. It's just that we won't see them again talking about Arsenal. Because to be honest with you, if Arsenal lose to Liverpool on Saturday, and I wanted to get some real fan opinion on it, I would watch Claude. I would. I think he's one of the genuine ones, and I've said that to Flex, and I've said it to Robbie countless times. When I think of AFTV, if I want, you know, genuine fan opinion, and that doesn't mean he wouldn't have a go, but I just think that he was a really good person, and Arsenal through and through. A lot of people going 2-1. Sorry, I had another super chat there I need to go back to as well. Thanks everyone for tuning in anyway. England doing what England do here, just boring passing because they haven't got enough creators in the midfield and the defence again because he's gone too defensive. Sterling giving the ball away for about the 3rd time. Can't believe he went for Chilwell over Luke Shaw. I mean, the reason I don't want to go on about it too much, I did tweet about it and I have mentioned it at the start of the show, is because it's so obvious that it will come across as, you know, club, oh, he's gone for Chelsea over United. And I don't want to fall out with Chelsea fans because I personally feel that Reece James should have played over Kyle Walker, who plays for Chelsea. So it's got absolutely nothing to do with club loyalties. I just think that Luke Shaw is quite simply the best left back in Europe at the moment. Jason says, watch game is good to watch tonight. This one. And Fred is more counter-attacking player and can't pass, says Marketing James. Okay. Good cross by Chilwell there. A little bit high for Foden, who couldn't get his head over it. But look, I don't rate Chilwell. I think going forward, fantastic. I think defensively, a liability. And I think with Luke Shaw, far is fantastic going forward, and he's better at the back. So it just seems odd to me. But I think Southgate's an odd manager. He's an infuriating manager. He makes odd decisions quite a lot of the time. Look, from a Man United point of view, I do agree with Harry Owen. It's good that Luke Shaw's not playing because he'll be fresh for Sunday. Yeah. And I suppose, like Sean Negative Turner says, I'm so happy Shaw isn't playing. I don't want any United players playing during these qualifiers. The real football starts again at the weekend. And that's absolutely bang on. Because, you know what, I prioritise Manchester United over England anyway. But what worries me in the Euros, when there is no club football anymore, I want Luke Shaw to be playing at left back because he's the best left back. So, hi from Turkey, says Gensa. Thanks everyone for tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. I'll have a look in a bit what we're on about. Could be. And I have dropped the link in the video description. I'm probably going to be playing a bit of Grand Theft Auto 5 at about 11 o'clock tonight on Twitch. So if you want to join me for a little bit of late night action, which is Grand Theft Auto, nothing more sinister than that, then give us a click on the video description and give us a follow. It'll be live at 11 o'clock for that. But could have given a penalty on Foden there. I think Foden even said, I'm in the box and I've been fouled. Yellow offside for Poland. What did I have for dinner? Kedgeree, which is rice with fish and egg and onion, I think. It's very nice. A lot of people went with like 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 to England on a prediction. I thought that could have been a penalty as well. Best chocolate. Good question coming towards Easter, because we know that Easter is all about chocolate. I like Galaxy chocolate. Yeah. Nothing to do with the club. We choose James over Aaron Wan-Bissaka, says Curtis Brooks. Yeah. Trev, they've not even shown that foul on Foden back again. It gets on your nerves, doesn't it? This is an England home game. They've not even shown what looked like a blatant penalty. It's just like, oh, brush it off. Doesn't matter. Let's not worry about it. I think this referee is a bit shit. He looks like he reminds me of a porn star. Not that I've ever watched any, but if you know, you know. And the reason I say that is that I haven't watched any. Somebody on a previous match I was doing a Champions League, and they said that referee looks like a porn star, and then they put the name of the person and sent a picture, and I was like, yes, they do, and that's how I know. Need ID on Twitter. Something has to be done, says Will Haynes. I agree. And hi Mark, what's your go-to meal, says Joseph. I like food, so it just depends on my mood. Like different days, I'll be in different moods of food. Although I tend to always like a lasagna. There's not many days I'd say I don't feel like a lasagna. Side to side crab football from England. All the possession, but nothing happening. $11 minutes gone. Liam says, how long have you been wearing glasses? Well, I had a problem with my eye about a month ago, and I found that wearing glasses made it feel a bit better. So I'm a little bit sort of sensitive to go to not wearing the glasses now, because the problem with my eye might come back. So I'm just a little bit protective of it at the moment. No, Lewandowski's injured, Cristiano, and I think he's injured for next week as well, for the PSG Bayern Munich game, which I'm looking forward to doing. It's a bit of a shame next week, actually, because we are doing watch-alongs at the weekend, actually. I'll tell you about that now. So Premier League football, well, actually, on Friday, it's Good Friday in the UK and around the world. There's a full list of Championship fixtures at 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon. But the Premier League kicks back off on Saturday lunchtime with Chelsea against West Brom. But I'm doing a double watch along on this channel for Leicester, Man City and Arsenal, Liverpool from 5:30 until 10 o'clock at night. So you can tune in for that if you want to. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. But then obviously after that, we've got the Champions League kicks in next Tuesday and Wednesday. So Man City play Dortmund on the same night that Real Madrid play Liverpool. And then on the Wednesday night, you've got Porto against Chelsea and Bayern Munich against PSG. So basically, I'm going to be keeping an eye. I don't really like doing two, but I'm going to have to do them both at the same time because I want to keep an eye on both games, to be honest with you. It's a shame that the Champions League can't stagger them, basically. What would it cost in this modern world to make Man City play Dortmund at 6 and Real Madrid and Liverpool at 8 and then do the same the next night? Bayern Munich, PSG at 8 and Porto versus Chelsea at 6. Why can't they just play like they do it in the Europa League? Just get them playing at different times. A little bit frustrating, really, but there you go. Mark, GTA has me in stitches. Keep it going, please, says DBX. Yep, I'll be live tonight at 11. And are you ready for Southgate when Ollie gets sacked, says Manu FC. I think he actually was linked to England as well, to United once. It's really, really poor that Southgate prefers Chilwell to Shaw. He doesn't even start regularly for his team, says Will Lloyd. Yeah, I know. Have you ever tried making your own batter for fish? Idea for cooking with Goldbridge. Make some mushy peas, the works. I've done it. I've done Goldbridge just fish and chips, Joshua Bowwater. And I made my own batter and it was very nice, yeah. Who's the better manager, Southgate or Ollie, says Sean Negative Turner. I think Ollie's way better than Southgate. I know it's probably not going to be fashionable to say that, but I think Southgate's brand of football is shit, to be honest. I'm not saying it's not going to be effective because he's got loads and loads of good players, but the brand of football is terrible. It's side to side. It's crab football. Look how many touches everybody takes. It's touch and pass. 2 touch and pass. It's not negative. Where's the forward play? When are we going to go forward? Well in, Declan Rice. Joe Smith says Chilwell's more progressive than Shaw. I don't think you've been watching United, Joe. Luke Shaw's... I mean, look, this is the thing. I'm not getting into an argument about this because you'll get Chelsea fans saying Chilwell's better going forward. He's not. He's quite simply not. Luke Shaw, that going forward this season has been immense. We don't... Yeah, 2 CDMs is the problem, unknown. Chilwell going forward is good. He's like an apron. Going forward looks fine. Defensively, wide open. We're not crying. United fans aren't crying because we want Reece James at right back. So it's clearly nothing to do with club, is it? Maybe grow up. But I suppose it doesn't matter playing Chilwell because he won't be playing for Chelsea at the weekend anyway, will he? Because he plays Alonso. Chilwell got dropped for Alonso, who's 52, says Sean Negative Turner. I like Reece James at right back, Tom G. Yeah, I do. I don't like Kyle Walker. I think he's just a speed merchant, really. I don't rate him defensively. I think Southgate loves Walker because he can play centre-back. Yeah, and also JT's spot on. We did that last week, didn't we? We did the who will go to the Euros, it's very, very obvious that someone like Jack Grealish and Jesse Lingard and Maddison, those three probably won't even be going to the Euros because he's going to stack himself up on centre-backs and CDMs. He'll probably go back to a back five as well. Hi Mark, hope you're doing well. Disregarding the fact he plays for Liverpool, do you think it's harsh that Trent isn't a part of the England squad? Yes, Thomas James, I do. I think it's hypocritical that Gareth Southgate dropped Trent Alexander-Arnold when you consider that is a penalty. Foul on Sterling. It is a penalty there. But it is, just very, very quickly before the penalty, how do you drop Trent Alexander-Arnold for not playing well, then pick Eric Dyer? It's like saying I'm giving up chocolate for Lent, and then the next day you're scoffing a big bowl of Cocoa Pops. It's ridiculous. You can't drop a player for not playing well and then pick Eric Dyer. Hypocritical Southgate. But anyway, look. Individualism has got him a goal here. Stupidity has got him a goal here. Harry Kane with the penalty. And it was a penalty for the foul on Sterling. And England will be very happy about this because getting in front is always the key. And Harry Kane does it. It's not 10-0. It's 1-0. And it's Harry Kane. How many goals is he off Rooney's record now? Harry Kane. Oh, it was a definite penalty. No question about it. Definite penalty. Although, did they even show a replay of the penalty, or was I too busy talking? Because they still haven't shown us whether it was a foul on Foden, which looked more of a penalty than the Sterling one. He's 17 off Rooney. What's the average in a year for England? Oh, they did show it. I was too busy talking. Sorry. I only saw it the once, and I thought it was a penalty, to be honest. RB official says they showed both replays. Pay attention. But to be honest with you, mate, that's the TV screen and that's you. Do you want me to just sit watching the TV screen, or do you want me to interact? I can't do both. Thomas Beckett, that will be the last comment you do, just to let you know. You've got your shout out, but you're gone. Did you see Curtis Jones getting sent off for having a go at the Croatians after full time? Sweden are going to win the Euros, by the way. No bias, says Jonathan Eglert. I hope that a team like Sweden does quite well. He's 19 off now, Harry Kane. England under 21s have been knocked out. Boothroyd should have been sacked at the last tournament. I don't know how he kept his job for this tournament. The FA is useless. Absolutely useless. Like, the FA, for all of my life, have made stupid decisions. Like, they never should have let Bobby Robson go in 90. They never should have appointed Graham Taylor. They shouldn't have let Venables go. They shouldn't have appointed Sven-Goran Eriksson. They shouldn't have appointed Capello or Hodgson. And they shouldn't have appointed Southgate. And that's just the first team. Throughout my life, the FA have been next to useless in relation to... I don't even know who makes the decisions in the FA, but they're clueless. Robert says it wasn't a penalty, he never touched him. Well, I'll have to have a look at half time. I think on first view, I don't blame the referee for giving it, but I haven't seen it second time. Frank Lampard to take over the under-21s, says Jay. I think that'd be a step down for Lampard to do the under-21s. Allardyce was England manager as well. What the fuck? What was that all about? Why was Sam Allardyce ever England manager? I forget about that. I mean, what the hell is going on? Look, Sam Allardyce is entertaining, but not in a footballing sense. Like, bloody hell. England manager Sam Allardyce. God. Just no. No. It's like Ferrari giving letting James Corden drive. It's just like, oh, just because you do carpool karaoke, you're not a Formula One driver. I don't think this is a bad game at all, really. I think Poland have looked all right. Just say by mistake, it's a miracle we signed Kane or Haaland. Who would take our penalties? Bruno still, or would he give it Ollie? Would Ollie give it to the striker? He'd let the striker have it, Sean. Strikers Union. What's my beef with Sven-Goran Eriksson? Dull football. Cowardly. Bottle job. You know what my real beef with Sven-Goran Eriksson is? Because that's when I really gave up on England, really. I was always quite into England. And 2002 World Cup, he bottled it. Brazil, down to 10 men, bottled it. But he bottled it all the time anyway. He tried to put Gerrard and Lampard into the same team all the time. Like, drop one of them and play Carrick or Butt. Pick a bloody team, not a team full of stars. And that's what Sven used to do. He had favourites. And look, even Beckham. I loved Beckham, but Beckham could do no wrong under Sven, which was probably right and fair enough, really. But he just didn't pick the right team. In 2002, Nicky Butt played because it was too early for Lampard, really. So he used to play Nicky Butt in the midfield, and it worked. But as soon as it got to the Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes era, he bottled it. And he bottled it. It was a bottle job. He was too nice. Sven was too nice. He was a pleaser. What about Nicky Butt as England under-21 manager, says Jay Pledger? Not a bad shout. And hey Mark, it's my birthday today. If you could name the top 5 best Premier League strikers, who would you pick, says Dante. Top 5 Premier League strikers. Okay. Well, definitely Henry. I would put Aguero in there if we're being topical, which we are. Van Nistelrooy would be in there as well. Alan Shearer. And it depends what you want to go for then. Do you want to go for goals, or do you want to go for... What's going on in there? That's really loud. This was on purpose. I mean, you could go back and you could you could put Cantona in there. You could put Dennis Bergkamp in there. You could put Van Persie in there. You could put Drogba in there. You could put Rooney in there. The 5th one is the hard one, but I would put Aguero, Henry, Van Nistelrooy and Shearer in there, personally. Some people might not agree with those 4, but that's what I would do. The 5th one would be difficult, but I probably would go with... Well, look, all-time Manchester United goal scorer, you can't go wrong. Probably go Wayne Rooney, really. Oh, Steve McLaren. Forgot about him, Jay. The Wally with the brolly. I mean, come on. Just the FA are useless. Absolutely useless. Would you take Harry Redknapp for England manager, says Joseph? Not anymore. He's too old now, Harry. I wouldn't piss on Suarez, so I definitely wouldn't put him in my top 5. I'm sorry. Sometimes ability does get overshadowed by twatness, I'm afraid. Harry Kane will be there soon, I suppose, yeah. Kane 100% over Rude or Drogba, I'm afraid. No. It's not all just about goals. It's about the player. I mean, you could say... Well, no, you couldn't. I was going to say you could put Kane ahead of Shearer, but you can't. Good play by England here. Come on, back post, Sterling. You've got to go to the man. Oh, he messed it up. Sterling, there. Went for goal. I don't think Harry Kane's anything like Alan Shearer, to be honest. Alan Shearer is a very different sort of striker. Different physique to Kane, different manoeuvrability to Kane. different way of hitting the ball to Kane. Yeah, I don't know what you compare Alan Shearer to in the modern day. Complete striker, Alan Shearer, just in relation to, like I say, physique, movement, ability with the feet, and in the air. I think it's lazy to say that he's similar to Harry Kane. Mark, you say City ruined football. How about Chelsea? Says Virtual Footy. Well, yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, but Chelsea are not at the top at the moment. Thanks, Dan. He said I'm his favourite YouTuber. That's always nice. And happy birthday for sending the super chat in as well. Sam says, why is Balotelli not on that list? You know what? Balotelli's an odd one because he was a really good player, but why did Balotelli not really hit the heights he should have done? Where is he now? Is he retired now? Beef aside, Luis Suarez had one of the best, if not the best, solo seasons in Premier League history, says S. No, I'm not putting the beef aside, I'm afraid. Pass me that beef back. I'm not putting it aside. He's in Serie B, Balotelli. I mean, he was a fantastic player, Balotelli, but, you know, it just shows you that high-end sport, you've got to be on your game. Sterling, nearly getting through again. He's having a good game today, Raheem Sterling. How old is Balotelli? Does anyone know? I've done a lot of people mentioning the collab with Cultaholic. I'm glad that people are interested in it. I am doing a watch along for the WrestleMania. I'm doing the Sunday night, which is the 11th, is it? WrestleMania. Oh, who was alive when they used to release singles? WWF. They used to release singles. Like they had a song. Oh, WrestleMania. They had singles of songs that used to go in the charts. He's 30, Balotelli. See, he should still be playing. I'll tell you what, I was asked a good question on the United stand tonight, and some people might be here from the United stand, so in which case you will remember the question, and it was, rank the top 5 managers in the Premier League based on... Whoa, what a shot by Harry Kane, good save by Chesney, Spurs against Arsenal there, edge of the box, well hit. Rank the top 5 Premier League managers based on what they do with what they've got. So, you know, Potter at Brighton could rank higher than Arteta at Arsenal because of the way they play and the budget they have, which I think is a good idea. But it's hard because I think Pep Guardiola is probably the best manager in the Premier League anyway, but he's also got the biggest advantage. But I can't not put him in the top 5 just because he's got the open checkbook and brilliant players, because I still think he's the best manager in the Premier League. But he has got a huge advantage. I think Brendan Rodgers would have to be there as well. I think Scott Parker's a great shout as well. Trying to think of other managers. It's mad, isn't it? Last year you would have put Chris Wilder in there, wouldn't you? But not no more. England looking a bit more confident here. Just knocking it out wide to Foden. He's got an overlap from Kyle Walker. Cross comes in. Harry Kane gets the header on it. Punched away by Chesney. Oh, he's playing it on the ref. But Poland have got it. They don't have an out ball really, Poland. I think it's unfortunate for Poland because I think if they'd had Lewandowski, it would have been an easier game for them. Thoughts on US team? Good young team, says Logan. I've taken no interest, Logan, if I'm honest with you. Bielsa would be in the top 5 for me, yeah, definitely. I think what he does with the players he's got is amazing. Rodgers would definitely be number 1, says Road to Dawn. So yeah, we've got Pep, Bielsa, Rodgers definitely in there. Well, I don't know about Sean Dyche. I don't know about Sean Dyche because he does a great job every year. I don't know why I'm talking in the third person. I do a great job every year with crap like Wood and Tarkowski, and Pope's playing in goal for England. Like, that's my goalkeeper. But I do play shit football, and that is the problem I have, is that I do very, very well, but I play really shit direct football. So I probably shouldn't be in the top 5 for that reason, because the football's shit. I basically fused Wimbledon with Stoke Pulis and came up with this and put it up north. And it does quite well. Ancelotti, yeah, I do. Yeah, Ancelotti is an interesting one because he has had a bit of money at Everton, but I still think they're overachieving. And I think I'd put Klopp in there, you know. Maybe not based on this season, but I still think Klopp. I think Klopp and Pep are the two best managers, definitely. I know they have advantages and advantages over others, but I think I'd put Klopp, Pep, Rodgers, Bielsa, and too early for Tuchel, I think, but you could argue for him. Not Mourinho, no. Not Nuno, no. The Villa manager's done quite well. Dean Smith's done quite well, you know. Moyes has done well this season as well. You know, you can't argue with that. I think I'd put Moyes or the Villa manager in, and I think you'd probably have to put Moyes in this season. I mean, I don't like his brand of football. Oi, no, you can't put Moyes in. If you're going to put a redhead in, it's got to be me. I'm the king of the redheads. It's Dyche, not Moyes. Well, he's more grey now, to be fair. But no, I think you'd have to put Moyes in this season, wouldn't you? For what he's achieved. And look, I know a few West Ham fans, and they were saying to me at the start of the season, we will get relegated. So, yeah. Why does Ollie get overlooked? I'd love to put Ollie in there, but to be honest with you, we said who are the top 5 managers for playing style and achieving with what they've got. Look, West Ham's style of football is not great, but I think since Lingard's come in, it's been pretty good, and I think that's why I would put Moyes in there. Bielsa's style of football is fantastic, and I think that what he does with, you know, a team that's not anywhere near as good as some teams is great. Brendan Rodgers, look, consistently in the top 4 with an unfashionable side. I know they won the league, but I think Brendan Rodgers has done a great job. Obviously, I'd put Klep and Pop in there as well. Klep and Pop. Pop and Klep. I mean, Pep and Klopp. But the reason I wouldn't put Ollie in there, I'm not saying Ollie's at the bottom. I'd put Ollie in the top 10. Second in the league, third in the league last year. The only reason I wouldn't put Ollie in there is I think with the squad that he's got, he should be doing better in relation to style of football. I mean, you could argue him in there on second and third, you could, but if I'm being honest, I do include style of football as a thing, and the style of football doesn't get him in the top 5 for me. Klep and Pop. I do that quite a lot. Pop and Klep. I think they're better names. Imagine if it was Jurgen Klopp and Pop Guardiola. Did anyone used to call a fizzy drink Pop? Can I have a can of Pop, please? Does anyone still do that? Yeah. When you used to go down the pub, can I have a bottle of Pop and a packet of crisps? Maybe it was a northern thing, I say northern, not London. Other Liverpool fans might disagree, but I think Fernando Torres was a more complete player than Suarez. Love your videos, says Thomas James. Yeah, Torres, it was sad what happened with Torres because Torres was a fantastic striker. Could you argue Bielsa couldn't do it with better players because they're more technical and wouldn't work as hard? Good point, Joshua. Mark, do you know who Carl Pilkington is and what are your favourite memories? I know who Carl Pilkington is, James. I know is that cartoon thing with Ricky Gervais. But if I told you I've never watched one episode of him, that would be the truth. I've never watched anything he's done, whether it was with Ricky Gervais or not. So, I know who it is, but I've never watched it. Good evening, Mark, mods, and everyone watching. Hope you are well, says Ian Barron. And you, Ian? Yeah, I mean, I actually thought when Torres went to Chelsea were going to be unstoppable, and he just turned crap. Did he have an injury, though? Did Torres get injured or something? Because when he was at Liverpool, he was unstoppable for a couple of years. I remember him putting Vidic on his arse, and he was just so powerful, so big, so quick, and so good on the ball. He was unstoppable, and then it just all went wrong. Can't rule out Hassan Holt, Mark. Well, you can when he gets beat 9-0. And he's had a bad run recently, AMG. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, he had an injury. Preferred England manager? Well, get in the live comments. My preferred England manager would be, look, realistic. I always try and be realistic. I would take Lampard. I don't think just because Chelsea went sour that he's a bad coach. I think as an England coach he'd do well and he'd play progressive attacking football, unlike Southgate. And I think if Wenger was up for it, I think he'd be very good as well. So I'd go with one of those two, Wenger or Lampard. In fact, I'm going to tweet it out and let's see what happens. Gerrard won't take the England job though, will he? I don't think you take international football jobs when you're an up-and-coming young manager doing very, very well. Lampard, it would be a great job for because it would get him back on the map. I mean, where does Lampard go next? You know, he's managed... It's a very difficult thing for Lampard. Had an amazing career. Definitely one of the Premier League's best players. Went into management. Did well at Derby. Got the Chelsea job. Loses the Chelsea job quite quickly. Where do you go from there? Because as a manager, you've hit your aspirational level way too soon. You know, if he's going to manage another Premier League club, where's Lampard going to go? So I feel sorry for Lampard. You know, you're never going to say no to the Chelsea job, but I think they went for him too early. They did. They went for him too early. But what will Lampard do? I don't know what he said. I don't follow Lampard enough to know what his plans are now. But does he want to get back into management? His confidence is probably shot quite a lot. Management, when you're up and coming, is about confidence, isn't it? And maybe that's it for Lampard. Maybe he's gone. Lampard to Newcastle, says Sam. I think Newcastle's a difficult job to take, isn't it? Only goats can get Newcastle going. Watch the career mode. That's why I took the job. 4 minutes to go to half time. Eddie Howe for manager and Nicky Butters under 21 manager, says Sean Negative Turner. It'd be a hard job. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. Do Goldbridge reviews movies? Also, what would be your Premier League starting 11? Legends included, Premier League All Stars. Oh, Manchester Blue. I can't do that. It's so hard. I'll do it as a video. There you go. I'll do it as a video. We'll do a Premier League 11. I think I've done it before on this channel. I did it on this channel before. It's on this channel before, so check it out. I've already done it. I did it about 2 months ago. Would you have Rafa Benitez as England manager? I've got to be honest. I know Rafa Benitez has done good jobs, but what's his style of football, Benitez? I mean, Sterling with the cutback. No, nothing doing there. He's quite greedy, isn't he? People go 7.1 87. Top 3 football kits. Oh God, don't make me use my brain. My favourite ever England kit is Italia 90 because that was the best tournament. I also like Euro 96, another good tournament. But probably my next favourite kit after that. I'll tell you what, I like 2002 as well with the one stripe down the side. I associate good England kits with good tournament performances, basically. I'm starving today as well, and I've had so much FUD. So much FUD. I hate bruised banana. I won't eat it, Hassan. If I've got a bruised banana, I won't eat it. I'll cut my way around it. Holland kit 1988 was lovely, but again, you associate it with that. You know, I do think there's something to that. I think you associate good kits with good teams. Subconsciously, I do. Someone's having a Chinese tonight. Lucky. When is the Goldbridge app coming? Says MRT. Harry Kane with a balloon header again. And that's half time. So I'll stop the clock. Do I think England have got a chance of winning the Euros? No. No. They don't have the right mentality. I mean, I just don't, you know, you get a feeling about a team. Like, I remember when Liverpool were going to win the league and the year before I was like, shit. You know, when they really pushed Man City. I never thought I was going to see Liverpool win the league in my lifetime because I was just like, they just haven't got it. They haven't got that vavavoom or whatever Henry used to call it. And I saw it that season when they pushed Man City really close. And I was like, shit, they've got it now. And I look at that England team, they haven't got it. They haven't got that mentality. And considering we got to a World Cup semi-final, 3 years ago, I don't feel that they've kicked on with any of that mentality at all. You know, the leaders in that team, they have got some leaders in that team, but I just don't see I don't see the flair, I don't see the vavavoom, I just don't see it. I think if you put a Jack Grealish in there, that would help. But I just don't see it. I just do not see them doing anything. Ryan says, I just saw you on Cultaholic. Cool. I need to have a check out of this and see what's going on. Yeah, we can play either or at half time, so get your questions of alternatives in. I hope everybody's doing well, by the way. I know I've said that before, but I really do. Straight to hell with Mark Goldbridge, Cultaholic. They get quite a lot of views on there, don't they? Just want to see what I look like. Do 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 do. Yeah, talking about wrestling. I just watched that. Got me hyped for real WrestleMania watch along now, says KFC Lenton. And who would you rather win in the Champions League semi-final? Liverpool versus Chelsea. Chelsea. Yeah. Favourite Everton player, past or present, says Theo Brown. Ooh, favourite Everton player, past or present? That's a good question, that. That is a good question. I did quite like Duncan Ferguson when he was there, to be fair. I quite liked Peter Beardsley when he was there as well, which is weird because he's more synonymous with Liverpool. Neville Southall, when I was really young, I quite liked him as a goalkeeper. Who else did I like at Everton? Yeah, I think it'd be one of them three, really. Yeah. Rooney wasn't really there long enough to be associated with Everton, really. I associate him with Manchester United, I'm afraid. Trim's looking sharp. Sharp. It's not really. I'm just messing around with length. That's what she said. That's what she did. No, I mean it's got a lot of product in it at the moment. It's very long. I mean the last haircut I had, the wife just went round the sides and shaved it. I just said leave the length on top. I think I've got a haircut coming up in a couple of weeks. It all opens up again on the 2nd, on the 12th, doesn't it? So, yeah. Chinese babe or Hungarian babes, is Ian Smith. I don't differentiate on nationality. I'm diverse. I'm nothing actually because I'm married, so it doesn't matter to me. But if I was free and single and putting it about, shake it all about, I would be not like that. I would be diverse. It doesn't matter where you're from. You could be from India, Mexico, Australia, Stoke. Actually, I probably would draw the line at Stoke. But, yeah, diverse bridge. You never know, because it's not all about how you look. You might get a connection. Although, if you are on some of them apps, it's going to be about how you look, isn't it? Who would you rather want to win the league, Liverpool or Villa? It's Tom plays. It's so easy. Anybody but Liverpool. Although, this season, if I had to choose between Liverpool and Man City, it depends what Man City have already won because I don't want them to win the treble. As I've said, I'm not doing a watch-along for Chelsea versus Man City in a couple of weeks because I would normally do it in the FA Cup semi-final. But one, I'm quite nervous about it. I think that's the biggest chance to stop them winning the treble. And two, I'm at a family function. So, and I say a family function, I'm meeting family outside in their garden, which is what we're allowed to do. But if Chelsea do beat Man City, I am going to run around the garden and film it with my shirt around my head, Ryan Giggs style. Favourite Villa player, Mark? Cameron Marriott. No, sorry. No, that's the person who asked it. Favourite Villa player? Oh, I liked Paul McGrath. I did like Collymore when he was there for some reason. I don't know why. I'm old enough to remember. I think Paul McGrath would be the one. Yeah, I always liked Paul McGrath at Villa. Trying to think of anyone else I liked at Villa. I mean, I like Grealish a lot now. I do like Grealish a lot now, but it's hard when they're in the now. Basmati Rice is looking spicy in this game, says A-Trips. Tell you what, Declan Rice is very, very impressive. Favourite Celtic player was probably John Collins because he was so good on sensible soccer. Straight down the middle, Harry Kane's penalty. I was just watching that back there. But yeah, for me, that's a penalty. Oh, I'm just laughing at what I did on that stream earlier. impromptu. If you know, you know. It was the one where I was like, the standards are dropping. The standards are dropping. No, actually, that's not the clip I was looking for. I was looking to see if anybody had clipped it off. I would have retweeted it. Right, let me come back. I'm amazed no one's clipped that, where I was like, no, the standards are dropping, don't let them. But there you go. Favourite moment of your life, says Cameron White, or you know what, birth of your kids and meeting the one that you love. They'd be the top ones, really. And a footballing sense, it's so. The thing is, if you ask a Manchester United fan of a certain age what's their favourite moment of their life, it's just so easy. It comes out on top. It's just easy. It's the easiest thing. It's such a boring answer. What's the best moment of your supporting Manchester United of your life? And you know, David Moyes getting the sack every time. No, I'm joking. Of course, it's 99. It's Solskjaer's won it. It's Archie. If you let me know what account you're on, I'll tweet it. Or DM me, whatever. But yeah. I mean, it's. I've told this story so many times. It will never be beaten. Even if United won another treble, it won't beat that, because you can't do it like that. That season had so many knife edge moments to get to that point, and then you go and ultimately knife edge it from being, you know, losing as you go into the 90th minute to winning before the final whistle. Is just, it will never be done. We'll never do that again. Pogba for Dybala and Kaiser maybe, says Dennis Healy. Interesting to see what happens. Still planning on playing Grand Theft Auto tonight, says Lyle Wares. Yeah, Twitch, link in the video description. Give me a follow. I'm going to do a late night Grand Theft Auto stream. Now, it's either going to be tonight at 11 or tomorrow at 11, but I'm planning on doing it tonight. I just depends how I think I'm going to do it tonight, yeah. Links in the video description. Give us a follow. Who would you support between England and Ireland? England. Yeah. England. I always support England in the rugby against Ireland. Rice or Fabinho? Fabinho for me. Yeah. Even though it pains me to say it, I've been doing United Stand for, 5 or 6 years now. We were talking about Fabinho back 2 years before Liverpool signed him. Always felt that there was a top-class player there, and I wish United had bought him, but fair play to Liverpool. What do you think of the Hungarian national team? Got no idea, mate. I know they're in England's group, and but I don't really know much about them in relation to quality. I know they're beating Andorra 1-0, so they might not be that good at half-time, 1-0. Just in other games, Scotland are beating the Faroe Islands 1-0. 1-1 in Israel and Moldova. Austria are 0-0 with Denmark. Ukraine are beating Kazakhstan 1-0. France are 0-0 with Bosnia. Italy are 0-0 with Lithuania. Spain are beating Kosovo 2-0. Greece and Georgia is 0-0. And Germany are losing 1-0 to North Macedonia, which is quite interesting because the German side actually has got good players in it. Rudiger, Chan, Sane, Goretzka, Kimmich, Gundogan, Havertz, Gnabry. So interesting what's going on there with old Germany against North Macedonia. They're losing 1-0 and they're at home as well, Germany. So rather interesting there. And the big one, it's San Marino against Albania. It was very, very close as to whether I was going to do San Marino against Albania watch along or this. It's 0-0. So at least we picked the game with the more goals in it at the moment. Larson or Sutton? Be Larson for me. Brian Clough or Don Revie? Definitely Clough. I mean, for me, it's always very interesting what Roy Keane says, that Brian Clough was a better manager than Sir Alex. I think there's that's a little bit to do with their fallout. But Sam Diamond, that's not going to work. Just atting me on Twitter, I don't think. I get atted by too many people. So I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, it's not there, Sam. Oh, it is. I found it, Sam, and I've retweeted it for you there, as I said I would. Right, let's have a look at the super chats that are coming in. If you had to pick a roommate between Voldemort and Hitler, taking into account their pros and cons, who would you choose? Says Varsity Plus. How does your mind work, first of all? I think I'd take Voldemort, because Hitler did a lot more damage to the real world, whereas Voldemort's not real. If you could have any player at United that would currently benefit us, including unrealistic options, who would you have? Says Paul Holloway. Well, I'd have to stick to form and take a CDM or a centre-back, wouldn't I? Who do you think's the best centre-back? Who do you think's the best? Well, there's a question for you lot. Who do you think is the best centre defensive midfielder in the world? Because that's the position I'd have to go for. It'd be very easy to say, like, let's get Mbappe or Haaland, but I'd be contradicting what I say the problem with United is. I want your thoughts as a non-City fan about Fernandinho. City fans rate him above Kante for the 2 years when they won the league. I think Fernandinho is a fantastic player. Dogs hate me, to be honest. Scooby-Doo, hope you're keeping well, mate, says Juan. And I'm not going to read your second name because I'm not thick. And Mark, did you see Van der Beek's goal for the Netherlands? He played class, says Alexander. Yeah, but weren't they playing a bag of shit and he only came on as a sub? So I wouldn't get too excited about it. Players are coming out for the second half here. Hi, Mark, hope you're well. Thank you for the relationship advice, says Connor Peel. What's your dream car? Well, I'll probably just say a red Ferrari just to be a bit, you know, of a cliche, really. Most people are saying Kimmich and Fabinho as their CDMs, although somebody has said McTominay. Fortunately, we've already got him, so we wouldn't need to buy anybody there. I'd probably take the world's best CDM, because I think Man United would improve massively with a top class CDM. So yeah, I'd be happy with Kimmich or Fabinho. I wouldn't take Kante. I want somebody, basically I want a CDM that's going to take the ball off the back four, and I think Fabinho does that very well, and I think Kimmich could do it very well. I don't think Kante is really the take it off the back four and distribute type. I think Ruben Neves would do a great job, Francis, at Manchester United. I don't know why we don't get linked to him, because I can't imagine. I mean, look, Wolves wanted 40 million for Jota, or however you pronounce it. Do you think they'd really want more than 50 million for Ruben Neves? I don't know why we don't get linked to him. Premier League proven, definitely needs to play at a higher level. I don't know. And Rodri's very good as well, Miles, yeah. Ram says it's Kimmich for sure, no debates. Right, players coming out second half now. We should have won the treble in 2008, says Jamie. Bloody Portsmouth. Yeah, we were robbed by a dodgy ref. Portsmouth went on to win the FA Cup. We won the Champions League and the League, and we would have won the FA Cup that year. Could have had 2 trebles. Second half kicks off. Timer kicks in. Dance Floor says, I think Ruben Neves is really overrated. But a lot of people think that about Declan Rice, don't they? Some people think about Ndidi. Maestro, oh god, is the best midfielder in the world, says Jake. And Mark, when you would be flying into India? We were really looking forward to having you here last summer. Screw this pandemic, says Abhishek. Yeah, well, can't put any plans in place at the moment. And I haven't seen the trailer for Wrath of Man, Joseph Teagle. Yellow card for a Poland player here. Foul on Harry Kane. Bit harsh. Who's the best Scandinavian player ever, says Casper. Schmeichel. I always get mixed up on Scandinavia though, but I think Denmark, Sweden and Norway is Scandinavia, isn't it? And Finland isn't. Zlatan's a good shout, yeah. Poland coming out looking to get some tackles in early on. Fair play. They're up for it. Oh, shite. Let me just do this. Do you really like it? Is it? Is it? Is it? We're loving it, loving it, loving it. We're loving it like that. Next cooking with Goldbridge should be on Friday, if the cooking goes well tomorrow, Advath. Bentner. Yeah, Lord Bentner. God, he had a big opinion of himself, didn't he? He loved himself. I'm just trying to see something here. I hope England's matches are during the day in the Euros because this works better than counting sheep, says Mark Dobby. I'll go to that in a minute. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 350k and we're not far off 347. So bottom right hand corner to subscribe, please, if you haven't. I'd appreciate that. What's your favourite Man United and England kit, says Owen Smith. You know, sometimes questions start to get asked the same again and again. I'm sure you remind it. I'm sure you appreciate this. My England kit, my favourite England kit is 90, as I've said. And my favourite Manchester United kit, as I'm sure many of you know, is I think it's the 93 away kit. Dark blue with black paint splatters on it. And I also like the kit from 95, I think it was. Cantona wore it when he got sent off. The sharp view cam black. So yeah, they're my favourite two United ones. Neither are red. My favourite red kit would probably be the one we wore in 99. Opinions on Marvel, Mark, says Tom. I've never really committed to it, you know. I've never really watched it. I'm sure I would like it, but it just seems like a mammoth task, really. Poland looking a little bit more progressive in this half. Baffles me that Walker plays over all the other right backs available. He only has pace. I feel he's always susceptible to red cards, says Jack Oliver. Well, as I said, I mean, the last time we spoke about this, England scored, so let's see if we score again. But I think the dropping of Trent Alexander-Arnold and then the selection of Eric Dyer is one of the biggest hypocrisies ever. I don't rate Kyle Walker. I think he's a very fast player. But if you're, great, you're fast. I don't rate Kyle Walker more than Reece James or Trent Alexander-Arnold. I don't even rate him more than bloody Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who, and I don't know why I said bloody Aaron Wan-Bissaka, because Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a very, very good defensive right back. But I don't rate Kyle Walker. I just think he's a pace merchant. I do. Mark, our club are so bad at transfers, and who we really need to buy that would probably think Netto is the discount supermarket and not a Wolves CDM, says Andy and Bruno. Will you be watching the MLS this season? No, Stu. Sorry, that was a bit blunt. No, I won't be watching the MLS this season. Life's too short. Why did Obi-Wan Kenobi allow himself to be killed by Vader in Star Wars Episode 3? It's always baffled me, says the Jimmy Dazzler. Somebody in the live comments will know. CJ says Walker's better than Gary Neville. Yeah, but Gary Neville's in his 40s now. Like, of course he's going to be better than Gary Neville. We are going to get more Football Manager yet. I've been working on it today, Tim. Second season starts, but I've got a problem. I've not played any games yet. I won't play any games off stream, but I have just been moving from the end of the season to the start of the new season, and we can't buy any players because we're victim of financial fair play. Our wage bill's too high, and we can't buy any players until we clear it. So all the good players that I could have got on loan, we can't get because I've got to wait a month. So it's going to be a struggle. Any other games that you would like to play? I feel like you'd like a little game of Skyrim. Mark, how can you say that when Aaron Wan-Bissaka is quick as well and Kyle Walker's quality, says Jason? Because Kyle Walker's just pace. Aaron Wan-Bissaka can defend. Finger-sized legs or leg-sized fingers? Oh, God, DJ business case. Other half asked me whether I wanted to watch England or can she have the telly. Needless to say, the drama on Married at First Sight Australia is next level, says Luke Jones. And thanks, Nico, about Skyrim. I don't know what that game's all about. Who do you think's United's best player, says Ryan? Bruno. I don't think I've played squash, Pavan. Would I take Potter from Brighton at United? God, no. No. This is the same nonsense that was floating around a couple of years ago about Eddie Howe. Like, there are levels to football. Like, there are managers that can do well at the at international level. Sorry, at club level, that are never going to be top four. Like, Potter comes into training, right, to manage United. He's never managed even a half decent player, international level before, and he's suddenly got to manage people like Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford, and that takes a certain level of manager. He's a good coach, but I don't, he'd have to go somewhere first for me. I think Moyes suffered with that. Brandon Rodgers, for me, Mark, plays good football, says Tariq. Mark, well, who's that bloke you replied to on Twitter who said that Woodward could be on his way out, says Joshua Bowater. Mac, he has got good connections. But, he's convinced there's something going on. Let's see. I mean, I can't do a video on it. I can't report on it because I can't. There's stuff that's been said before that never happens. So, but, I hope there's something in it. I'm not going to get excited, but hopefully he's right. Usman, thanks for the super chat. I am a snooker fan yet. Goldbridge, please buy United. Mate, if I had the 4 billion to do it, I'd do it. Would you sell Fred or McTominay, Luke? Well, Minority Reports, I'd sell McTominay. I don't rate McTominay that much. I think it's sentimentality because he's from the youth setup and he does a bit of a grrr into a tackle and pushes people. I don't really think there's that much to his game. Certainly not as a CDM. I mean, I'm open to persuasion if he ever actually gets picked as a box-to-box player, but as a CDM, I don't think there's much there. And I'm not saying there's a hell of a lot there with Fred, but what Fred offers, nobody else offers. Low sense of gravity, tenacity and speed, and you do need a player like that. Who do you think is going to win, Bayern or PSG? Well, live comments, who's going to win, Bayern or PSG? I'm going to go with Bayern. And I hope Bayern beat them well, because to be honest with you, if Bayern lose to PSG, that means Man City are going to win the Champions League, because I know PSG can be got at. Man United got at them. That is a handball by Harry Maguire. Be unfair to give it, but it was a handball. His hands up in a wrong position. Obviously don't have VAR, do they? Mark, I really think that United should consider bringing Marcelo Brozovic from Inter Milan. Seriously, he's one of the best in the CDM position, says Marin. Yeah, you don't get many people coming in, do you? You don't get many people coming in from Italy anymore. I don't think Lewandowski being out will cost them. Mark, I recommend the Hitman series for future Twitch streams. Hitman 3 came out this year. Also considering giving Outlast another chance. Box of oranges. I don't know about that. Most realistic signing for Manchester United this summer? Probably Ben White. It's right up Man United Street, isn't it? Is Retro here tonight to get offended? Says Laugh. I don't know who that is. There's a good question there. I don't know who said it. Score a goal like Ryan Giggs against Arsenal, or score a goal like Paul Scholes against Barcelona? It's Giggs every time for me, because if anyone who's scored a lot of goals if you've scored goals in important games before, I don't care whether it's your school into tournament. I don't care whether it's a pub cup final, whatever it is. If it's an important game that both teams want to win and you score a big goal in it, I'd rather score the Giggs goal, because that you're running with the ball. You're going past some players and then you score. Oh, Stones has made a right error here. And it's 1-1. Stones at the back. Messes up. And Harry Maguire can't do anything about it. It's a goal for Poland. And Pebbles has outed himself. Well, at least it's not Harry Maguire. John Stones, what a prat. What is he doing? He thinks he's bloody Beckenbauer. Look, 2 players on him, messes it up, and Poland make it 1-1. Arrogant. Why couldn't he do that next week for City against Haaland? He has to get his big mistake in for England as well, doesn't he? Prat. But you know what this feeds into? A false sense of security. Oh, England aren't that bad. We're not that bad. We're only 1-0 up because of a bloody penalty. How many good chances have we created? Crab football. I'm telling you. Shellfish FC. It's crab football. It's side to side to side to side to side to side. Poland have been much the better team second half. We're not that good. I am doing Grand Theft Auto tonight, Alfie. Links in the video description. Give me a follow on Twitch. 11 o'clock tonight. We're not that good. England just aren't that good under Southgate. The football is dreadful. It's absolutely dreadful. We're 1-0 up because of a bloody corner. And Poland have actually been good this second half. They've shown more energy. They've been more direct. They've moved the ball around far better. And they haven't even got Lewandowski. We've been atrocious in this game. In the way that we've played football with the talent that we've got. Atrocious. Southgate exposed, says Advath. Who do I think is going to win the Europa League, says Cave. Who's left in it? I'll have to have a look. I think that... you know what, I'll just say it. I've been trying to avoid it. I actually think Arsenal have got a good chance, because I think it's all they've got. It's their only chance of Europe, really. I don't think they're going to get even Europa League through the league. So it's Champions League or bust. Ajax are not a bad side. I'd say Ajax are not a bad side. They should beat Roma. Arsenal will beat Slavia Prague. Villarreal will beat Zagreb, I think. And then United will beat Granada. So... it could be a Man United Arsenal final. It could be a Man United semi-final. It matters not. Apart from one will be over 2 legs, which I don't even like 2 legs. But I do think it will be Arsenal, United or Ajax. Yeah. Because I just don't think La Liga's up to it. Southgate will cost us the Euros, Mark says. Oh, we ain't got a chance of winning the Euros. We've not got a chance of winning the Euros. You know why we haven't got a chance of winning the Euros? Because all this talent, and we can't, we can't even impose ourselves on a game at home against Poland. We don't impose any style of play. We just do boring crab football and, percentage football, trying to score goals from set pieces and penalties and corners and free kicks. That's it. There's no progression in the way that we play. We don't carve teams open. It's so dull. So dull. Here's Sterling. Come on. Come on, then. Let's be having you. Into the box again, Sterling. He's too greedy, isn't he? He's just a bit too greedy, Sterling. Good player, but holds on to the ball too much. I think if the players care, they would do the opposite of what Goldbridge, of what Southgate says Gary Moore. I just hope that Chelsea do better than Manchester City in the Champions League or the FA Cup. As long as they do better in one of them and stop them, they can't win the treble then. Also, let's be honest, Mark, the opposition was a massive reason as to why we got to the semis of the last World Cup, says Jordan Such. Yeah, the football was pretty damn crap, wasn't it? Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. And thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Double watch-along on Saturday. We're doing Man City against Leicester at 5:30, followed straight away by Arsenal against Liverpool at 8 o'clock. Chelsea have placed a bid for a Brazilian CDM, says Tony Tone. Interesting then. Declan Rice won't be going there. John said he wouldn't. Aguero said he wouldn't leave City until he won the Champions League. Well, is that an omen? "25 minutes to go here." Yfix says, do I think West Ham can get top four? We've almost, of course, we've had a couple of weeks without domestic football, so we've almost forgotten what's going on in the Premier League. I still think Liverpool can get top four. I think the game against Liverpool at Arsenal at the weekend is massive. If they win that, I think Liverpool can go on a ridiculous run of wins, which could get them top four. This is so boring. England playing like this, so defensive. We have so many attackers. Sancho should play, says Owen. He is injured, Owen, and as is Grealish. Jurassic Park football. It's Mourinho in a waistcoat. Yeah, Ben Granger says surely it's time for some subs, but I don't know. I don't watch enough of England. Somebody will have to let me know. Is Southgate dynamic with his substitutions? I mean, the only thing he's dynamic is with his bloody waistcoat. Even that's grey. I don't even know where Southgate is. I can see the Polish manager in his technical area. What's he got on the bench? He's got Bellingham. Bellingham on the bench. He's got... he could bring Luke Shaw on if he wanted to. I mean, I don't think Chilwell's had a great game, has he? He could bring on Reece James at right back if he wanted to. He could bring Jesse Lingard on. Yeah, I'd get Lingard and Bellingham on, I would. Take Phillips and either Mount or Foden off. Poland nearly scored there. But no, I don't think he's particularly dynamic with his substitutions, is he? Because he's got his favourites. He won't want to take off certain players. It's a bit like, dare I say, it's a little bit like Ollie at times. He's never going to take off Mounts. He's reluctant to take off his midfield two in case Poland score. Better to protect what you've got than try and win it mentality, basically. But I'd get Lingard, Shaw and Bellingham on. Why not? What happens if we draw? We get a point. Charity. Mark, England really do make United look quite alright. Also, do you really think with 9 games left in Europa, United will have enough to get second, says Andy? I'm not convinced that United will get second, but I think we'll get top 4. Do Harry Kane's voice. I don't do Harry Kane's voice anymore because, quite simply, a few people said that he had a speech impediment, which I didn't really know he had. So I just felt that, Harry Kane slides in on the keeper, might get a yellow card. Keeper's all right. Yeah, I'm not going to take the piss out of somebody who's got a speech impediment, which I didn't really even know he had. Dreadful performance. Southgate is clueless, says Martin Chandler. And how does Phillips get into this team, Mark? Absolute joke, says Lincoln. I would hope that Jordan Henderson's going to get back into the team if he gets back fit, but Chilwell's just been had on toast there. Defensively, he's just crap. Southgate should learn from World Cup semi where England went negative with the lead and lost. England should attack and apply pressure to opponents, says David. Yeah, but he's a waistcoat manager, isn't he? He's Foden. Took it early. Easy save for Chesney. He's a defensive... The thing is, in fairness to Southgate, he says exactly what he says on the tin. Grey suit, centre-back, defensive. He's not... his whole... You are what you are. Like, Pep Guardiola was a midfielder, wasn't he? Like, Gareth Southgate was a centre-back. And he never played for a top 4 club. I don't think he ever played... in Europe, did he, as a footballer? Maybe he did. Maybe he did at Villa or Middlesbrough. But he's a defensive coach. Do you think England has any chance of being a contender for the World Cup or the Euros, says Tobias? Not with this manager and coaching setup. I think we could get to a semi-final, but we'll get to a semi-final by grinding. We'll grind our way to the semi-final and that'll be, well done. You should be thinking about getting to a final by playing good football. I think as English fans, the best we can hope for is, a semi-final again. But what we really should be hoping for with that set of players that we've got is, I'd take a quarter-final and build for the World Cup on good football rather than grind out 2 semi-finals. Because I think we can be so much better than we actually are. There's so much attacking talent. And I know a lot of it's injured today. Rashford, Sancho, Grealish, Maddison as well has been injured. But wouldn't make any difference to the way we've approached the game. He wouldn't have used most of those players anyway. We'd still be playing a back 4 with 2 CDMs and this side-to-side football. Sounds very, very similar to United standards, I'm sure. It's just slow, progressive, not slow, regressive football, not progressive. Southgate's out. There's no point. the FA will love Southgate. He's absolutely what the FA want somebody safe and Roman, England have got a fantastic squad. It's just we're not playing to the strengths of the squad. We don't have loads and loads of centre-backs and CDMs, but we have got loads and loads of wingers and attacking midfielders and a few strikers. So play to your strengths. Put a team out that gets more of those in it. What does Southgate do? He tries and picks a back five. We haven't got loads of good centre-backs, but I'll pick a back five and limits, my attackers, of which I've got loads of. Thanks everyone for tuning in anyway. We've got nearly 8,500 tuning in for this. 20 minutes to go. What's my prediction? I think it will stay 1-1, but it'd be a big result if England can get a winner. It'd be even a bigger result if Poland get a winner in the context of the World Cup qualifiers. I don't know how many teams qualify. But I do like Phillips when he plays for Leeds, but I don't think he's anywhere near good enough for England. I think he's just average. I mean, get Ward-Prowse on. Get somebody who's got a forward pass on them. Yeah, that's a good point. If England get out their group in the Euros, they play Germany, Portugal or France. Mark, if City get Haaland and United get Kane, do you think United could push City for the title, or is their squad just too good enough? Great content, says McLovin. No, United are two. United aren't one player away from a title charge. We're about 3. Mark, if Ollie won as the Europa League but City won the quadruple whilst Ollie is a manager of United, should Ollie remain in a job, having also seen Liverpool win the title? Well, Jordan, that's a fan thing. That's not a club thing. The club won't give a shit that City win the quadruple. Kanishka says, Mark, I hope Ollie stops being stubborn and plays Van der Beek with Fred at pivot, bench Pogba for what Raiola said and reduce his value. Maguire should stop his forwards, runs and concentrate on defending. I want Pogba to play in the midfield pivot at the weekend. That's what I want to see happening. Free kick, edge of the box here. Good run by Foden. Look at Raheem Sterling pushing Foden off the ball when he's won the free kick. Ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Did you see that? That is greed. No, Foden's got it. See what he can do. No, he's at the wall. Bit of a shit free kick, actually. Sterling should have took it. Well, why has he not made any subs? When is Southgate going to make any bloody subs? Lingard on. Bellingham on. Get him on. Aryan says, how was Southgate as a player? Well, that's a good point because a lot of you... Look, I'm not ancient. Some of you think I'm in my bloody 90s. I haven't even had my COVID jab yet. I probably won't get it for another couple of months. So, but look, I remember Euro 96 and Southgate is the equivalent of a Calvin Phillips. he wasn't. No way. If I spoke to any England fan who was my age or older at that time, and I mentioned Gareth Southgate, you wouldn't even think about him. You know, he was just a average player in an England team that had way better players. I mean, I think he started when we were playing a back five, but he wouldn't have been starting at the start of the tournament. I imagine Jamie Radnock probably got injured or something like that. But no, he was nothing special, Southgate. He was okay. Look, I'm not saying he was rubbish, but he was okay. But he'd be the modern day equivalent of a Phil Jagielka, something like that, without the pace. Although Jagielka's got nothing now. In fact, Jagielka's probably a little bit better than him. He's probably more of equivalent of a Michael Keane. Yeah, I'd put him down as a sort of Michael Keane. Yeah. It's like watching United, boring defensive football, no subs, and just how we ain't just know we won't get into a final. Sideways FC, so dull watching England. Southgate doing an Ollie do. Managers not realise they have a bench. 75 minutes, no one anywhere near Phillips' average as well, says Seb Watson. Maguire heads it back to the keeper. And I think the fact that he's a Poundland Neville, says Mark Foran. I think the fact that he picks Eric Dyer in his team and then drops Trent Alexander-Arnold for not playing well. So you've got this really good attacking right back that you're dropping for not playing well, but you've got this absolute run-of-the-mill CDM stroke centre-back who's not playing well either, but you'll bring him. It just says everything about Southgate and what he prioritises. Dull defensive football. I'd tell you what, Southgate would do well in Italy in the 90s. Although, having said that, Poland do, to me, look like they're tiring a bit. They've put a lot of effort to get back into this game, and I feel that England might have a little bit of something in the next 10 minutes. Yeah, give us a follow on Twitch. I've been doing a bit of quite a few things. Football Manager's been going really well. Been doing a bit of Grand Theft Auto, which I did this afternoon. So links in the video description. Give us a follow on there. I'm either going to do 11 o'clock tonight or 11 o'clock tomorrow night. The way I'm feeling at the moment, probably going to do 11 o'clock tonight. But just have a little bit of a go on it. Links in the video description if you want to give us a follow. And 11 o'clock tonight. Is Southgate Ollie in disguise? Says Sean Negative Turner. I think Ollie's a better coach than Southgate. Chilwell with the cross. Absolutely trash. Or was it Mount? It was Mount. That's why it wasn't very good. I'd expect a better cross from Chilwell there on his left foot. We won't win anything till we have a good manager, says the sport analysts. It's weird as well because you'd think the FA would want to do well, but I think they do well anyway. I think the FA make more money than Brazil do, even though we never win anything. Chesney drops it. He gets a foul on him anyway. Mark, why are Ireland so bad? Says Jordan Search. I don't know because I don't live in Ireland anymore, so I don't really know what's gone on. But it's stunning, really, really stunning what's happened there. You know, you think about all the good players Ireland have had over the years, and you know, I don't get how you're able to see Southgate for the mediocre manager he is, but not Ollie, the Norwegian version. He chose to sit on United's bench for 10 years, says Yankee WZ. Someone order a Pizza Hut to Southgate, says David Page. The FA does make a lot of money, mate, Ricky. We do make a lot of money. Sterling's very overrated. I could play well for City, does nothing for England, says Gwydion. I can't believe Southgate has made no substitutions and we've got 10 minutes to go. Michael says Harry Kane dropping so deep. I mean, that is a similarity for Manchester United. When the number 9 is dropping deep, you know there's a problem in the way that you're playing football, because they're becoming frustrated and they want to get involved, but then they get further and further away from the goal. Interesting point here from Ven Katraman. He says international games are becoming boring because no team are willing to take the risk of pressing and are scared of getting countered. It's the end of international football. Well, I'd say it's probably always been like that, really. I think Poland have played the better football, yeah. Obviously, England have got the better players, but this is the same. There is a similarity to Manchester United here in the sense that the team with the better players isn't playing the better football, and that always has to come back onto the coach, because Poland have played a better style of football with worse players, and that's always frustrating. What Champions League watch-alongs are you doing next week? Saeed says both, mate, because they're both kicking off. So Man City and Dortmund are on Tuesday at 8 o'clock, and as are Liverpool and Madrid, so I'll have both on. And then on the Wednesday night, Chelsea Porto and PSG Bayern are on at 8 o'clock. So I'll have both of them on. I'll prioritise one game of the two. But I'll be keeping an eye on both. Poland have a system, England don't, says Stu. Yes, I do remember when Man United were linked with Gareth Southgate. God. Real versus Liverpool would be the one I would watch, yeah. But I'll have Dortmund. I think City will wipe the floor with Dortmund, to be honest. I think Liverpool will beat Real Madrid, although I think it'll be an interesting game, that one. Liverpool-Real Madrid is going to be very interesting. I do think City will beat Dortmund, because I think Dortmund are just popular because, they've got Sancho, they've got Bellingham, they've got Haaland, but they're not actually that good domestically this season, and I think that says a lot. Porto, Chelsea, I'd expect Chelsea to win that, but look, you never know. And PSG, Bayern, I think Bayern. So I'm thinking Bayern, City, Chelsea and Liverpool. 3 English teams in the Champions League final, that semi-final. That will shut down every other league from saying that they're good. I think we should get 2 English teams in the Europa League semi-finals, and I think we'll get 3 in the semi-finals of the Champions League. What subs would I make, Tim? Well, he ain't going to bother now, is he? I would have got Lingard on for Mount. I would have got Bellingham on for Phillips. And I would have got... There was another sub I would have done. I'd have got Luke Shaw on for Chilwell as well. So all this football this season, he leaves all the players out there for 82 minutes. No sign of changes. Asking the other coach, what should we do? Says Seb Watson. Oh, Harry Maguire! Maguire! What a goal! Harry Maguire! It was Harry Maguire. I thought it was Mount for a minute. Harry Maguire, what a hit! What a hit! Saves Southgate's blushes. He'll be very happy with that. And it was a lovely hit by Harry Maguire. John Stones with the assist as well. Sorry, I was just typing something about Calvin Phillips. Cross comes in, back post, Bones, Stones, and I tell you, it's a lovely volley by Harry Maguire. Give him some credit here. He absolutely hammers it. Maybe he should try and kick everything from a corner instead of his head. Blasts the shit out of this. Watch this. foot right round it, absolutely hammers it. No keeper's going to stop that. I mean, it's more or less straight at Chesney's hand, but he can't keep it out. He can't keep it out. Lovely hit. 2-1. 80 million. That was worth it. Shame it wasn't for United. Again, Stones makes the mistake. You wish it was for Man City. Harry Maguire scores. You wish it was for Manchester United. But getting out of jail, England here. This is Southgate. I mean, look, it's good. It's good. It's good for England to win. Of course, it's good for England to win. But there ain't no. And now he makes the subs. He makes a sub now. Foden's coming off. Reece James is going to a back five. Fucking hell. I tell you what, good result for England, but this guy is a joke of a coach for England. He is an absolute joke. He's basically living off set pieces and clean sheets. That's what he's doing. He's gone to a back five. It's not 2-1 to Poland. No, it's not. Sorry. But fantastic goal by Harry Maguire. And look, ultimately it's about England winning. But there is a bigger picture here. And I'm sure I'm not the only England fan that doesn't look at that and go, well, we've won. I mean, it's great that we've won, but the football is atrocious. The defensive approach is a joke. And if we didn't have set pieces, we wouldn't have won this game. A penalty and a corner. From open play, we've done very, very little again. And Poland probably a little bit unlucky not to get a draw. But, you know, we'll take the win. Great goal by Harry Maguire. Hopefully he can bring that confidence back to Old Trafford for the remaining games. Germany are still losing at home to... It's either North Macedonia or... I think it was North Macedonia. Apparently England have dominated, says Ryan Wilson. We must have a different channel on, Ryan. Oh, Poland should have scored there. Won the free kick. Well done, Harry Kane. He's very clever at that. Anybody else feel that England dominated the game? I mean, I'll throw it out there, even though it was said in a very what's the word? Abusive way, but you get used to that on social media. I don't think we've dominated the play at all. I think we've played crab football. I think it's been dull and boring. I think it's a misuse of the players that we've got. And I think Southgate will not win the Euros. And I think, you know, I'm not saying we should win the Euros, but we've got better players to play better football. Criminal that Phillips has played 90 minutes, always passing backwards, offers nothing going forward or defensively. I was literally just about to tweet that, Lincoln, and then we scored. So I thought, I'll leave it. Who's your favourite Man United Youth Academy? Says Owen Briffer. Whatever. You may have touched on this but don't know your take. Surely Grealish gets in this first 11. If he played for a top 16, would there be any debate? Says A. Noonan. Yeah, I'm going to tweet that actually. Back 5 and 2 DMs. Say what you want about Ollie, but at least we don't do that, says Alaric. And yeah, I mean, protect what you've got. And I think that's the problem with football these days, isn't it? It's not just about, you know, England, with the players that we've got, we expect a better brand of football. And Southgate's just another of these modern day managers who is protecting himself. Oh, if I can grind out results and get to major tournaments, everything, I'll be in a job for 20 years. But you've got no chance of, you've got no chance of winning those tournaments. I don't think Southgate's going to get sacked anytime soon, because as long as he keeps qualifying for tournaments, you won't get the sack. And with the players he's got, he should always qualify for tournaments, especially when he's setting them up like this. You know, make sure you don't concede, keep it nice and tight, little bit of moment in there to win as a penalty, or, you know, take a chance from a cross or something like that. I don't think he's going to go anywhere, but I don't think England are going to go anywhere either. And look, in international football, I'm sorry, it's not the same as, you know, domestic football where it changes every year. You play a major tournament every 2 years. If you don't win that tournament, you're nobody. Well, England aren't going to win a major tournament under this guy. I'm sorry, they're not. And people say, well, you're describing Ollie, but it's a bit different with Manchester United, isn't it? Because there's transfer budgets which restrict you. You're not restricted by a transfer budget. You're restricted by a nationality. Also, you play every season in domestic football, and there's probably 4 tournaments you could win. But we're never going to win anything with Southgate. Yeah, I am going to do a bit of Grand Theft Auto at 11 o'clock on Twitch. So if you want to tune in for that, I've dropped the link in the video description. Give us a follow and I'll be live at 11 playing a bit of that. But England with the win here. I mean, I said 2-0. I mean, 2-1. It's been a little bit closer than it should have been. I think the top 2 qualify anyway. So it's really going to be Poland or Hungary going for second place. England with 9 points from their first 3. I mean, look, they're always going to take 3 points against San Marino. But big up North Macedonia, says Gary Moore. They've beaten Germany. Man of the match, Mark Rice for me, says AM. I think you make a good point. I mean, you can't really say it's any of the attackers. We've not really done much attacking. We could. I mean, Harry Maguire's had a good game. So got the goal as well. I think Harry Maguire probably gets man of the match for me. I'm not doing Grand Theft Auto on YouTube, no. But yeah, Rice or Harry Maguire. Don't think the fullbacks have done that much. Stones obviously made the mistake. Phillips has been poor. Kane's been deprived. Foden and Mount and Sterling, again, really haven't had a lot of the ball. So yeah, I think you've got to go Declan Rice or Harry Maguire. Definitely. Chilwell's down injured here. Thanks for the super chat, Dan Delaney. Best dunking biscuit in your opinion, says John. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Hobnob. It's nothing. Hobnob's like a bulletproof vest. You can fire an Uzi into it and it's just like that didn't touch. You put a hobnob into a cup of tea, you take it out, half your tea's gone, and your hobnob's like going, give me more, dip me again. Did I hear that Rice played for Ireland first, says David Page? I don't know. He can't have played a competitive game. Last chance for Poland. They took a ball in. Flicked on. Volleyed over the bar. On a different day, Poland probably deserved a point. But on tonight's performance, it's England who win it. Fantastic hit from Harry Maguire. He'll be feeling 10 feet tall tonight. And I'm hoping he can take that confidence back to United. Thank you, Luke, for the super chat there. Apparently Werner's done another miss, says Yusuf. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 350k. Trying to get there before the end of the season. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and get involved. Tomorrow, FIFA is on tomorrow, yes. 3:45 again, yeah. Happy Coding says ginger nuts are better. Yeah, but they don't absorb the tea as much. You put a ginger nut into tea and the tea's still there. The hobnob can absorb the tea and still be like, up yours. I'm going to do Grand Theft Auto on Twitch tonight at 11. Links in the video description for that. There it is. Thanks everyone for watching. It's a win for England. A deserved win, yes. A hard game to watch because it's Southgate ball and it's boring. But fair play to Harry Maguire, fair play to Declan Rice. Both played really well. And England get the win. So thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like on the video. I'll see you on Twitch at 11 if you want to join me for that. And thanks everyone for watching. I hope you do. I hope you stay safe and keep doing. I'm rambling. Speak to you in a bit.